Hello everybody, hi, this is Dr. Gill. I want to talk to you about Hippocrates. Hippocrates was he's called the father of medicine. He was born around 460 BC on the island of Kos, Kos, in the southeastern strip of islands that Greece still owns. So it was a evolved civilization at the time, relatively evolved compared to the rest of the world. And the Greek were beginning to enjoy the fruits of prosperity. They had time for reflection and thought, and great philosophers, and thinkers, grew in that age. Hippocrates was one of them. His greatness lies in the fact that he used objective data to figure out what was causing the disease and did away with superstition and magic that was used to explain things people didn't understand or outrightly wrongly ascribe strange magical notions to the causes of illness. So he figured that he could use his mind in an objective manner to see what was the antecedents, what were the factors associated with an illness, and thereby logically make some connection and reverse the process in order to help the patient get better. He was a great observer, and he always told his students to observe and to document. And so his students were very diligent about documenting, and their notes have been collected. In fact, he has an extensive body of literature that goes under his name. It's called the Corpus Hippocratum, about 70 treatises, texts, and some of them are more better known than others. His book of aphorisms is still valid, still valuable, and is grounded in truth. True to their teachers' directions, his students documented everything very carefully and tracked the course of illnesses. Hippocrates also emphasized the ethical behavior on part of physicians. He was the one to first enjoin and direct all his students and the medical profession at large that our aim should be to heal and help, and if we can't help, we can comfort, but to never do harm to a patient. So first, do no harm. That was one of his tenets, and it's valued. His writings and his thoughts became the basis for the Hippocratic Oath. It is administered to all the graduating doctors at many institutions, or some variation of it is done. And it forms the backbone of medical ethics even today. One of the things that Hippocrates mentioned was that in nature we have our built-in doctor. That was one of his ideas. So he said that we have the doctor inside us. We just have to let it heal itself. By that he meant that the patient should be cared for, provided for, made comfortable in mind and body so that he can allow his body to recuperate and heal itself. So for that, he deserved credit. As mentioned, he made connections. His students also made connections. Some of the findings that they had are really amazing because they're accurate. For example, there's an aphorism that if a woman has galactorrhea, like unseasonal letting down of milk, she most likely has problems with her menstrual cycle as well. And this is an observation. They did not know that the pituitary and the hypothalamus controlled all these different endocrine cycles. So, but they surmised that these were connected based on their observations. These were accurate observations. He also talks about a major apoplexy, which is stroke, is almost impossible to recover from, but a minor one may be recovered from, which is like transient ischemic attacks or minor strokes. You can recover from them, but a major stroke is almost impossible to recover motor function. So these observations were accurate. They were based and grounded in reality. So this was what distinguished the Hippocratic doctors from the others. People relied on them because they were ethical. They had a standard way of doing things, and you knew that they would not harm you if they couldn't help you. And they usually, gave useful advice. For example, Hippocrates emphasized exercise and diet. He was one of the ones. It's ascribed to him that let food be your medicine. He also has reported to have said that exercise is the best medicine of all. So he emphasized moderation. He advocated for fasting at times. And all of these techniques, interventions are still in vogue. They're still being used effectively and with a great advantage. So, hats off to Hippocrates. Hats off. He was a great man, ethical, logical, and is rightly called the father of medicine. Thank you. Take care.